Jo, und damit willkommen zurück zu Genshin Impact. Lange hat es gedauert, endlich mal wieder hier mit der Main Quest weitermachen zu können. Uiuiui. Hat echt lange gedauert. Ich habe nämlich die Bedo und die Noelle auf Max Level gebracht. Endlich mal Progress in dem ganzen Kram. Ich habe auch der Aidaria eine Frage gestellt, die sie nicht mitbekommen hat. Die ist gerade mit World of Warcraft beschäftigt. Pfui! Und wir wollen jetzt gleich erstmal hier mit unserem Chipmunk reden. Denn wir haben hier große Probleme. Und zwar gibt es hier irgendwie so eine Art Seuche, die von den Fatui hervorgerufen wird. Und zwar saugen die hier die Lebensenergie von Menschen und damit auch ihr Alter und alles Mögliche auf. Und ganz böse Geschichte, die hier abläuft. Typisch Fatui-Stuff. Und wollen wir mal mit Kokomi reden. Keiner von uns hat es gemerkt. Die Situation hat sich so plötzlich verschlechtert.
I have put out the order to cease all delusions. The vast majority are showing some loss of vitality, but nothing serious. Sadly, a few have been less fortunate.
Your Excellency, I'm planning to establish a dedicated field hospital to monitor their condition. The soldiers are up in arms about the ban, though. They know full well what a delusion is, but they still intend to keep using them.
Okay, I'll leave you to deal with the situation. I have to get to the front line. This whole fiasco is certain to be a blow to morale. If the Shogun's army attacks now while we're scrambling to recover, it could well undo everything we have achieved so far. What are your thoughts?
Es gibt nur eine Lösung dafür, die Fatui aufhalten. Mit aller Kraft.
No, it's too dangerous.
Ist egal.
The Sakoku decree is still in force, so their delusions must be produced within Inazuma's borders. To organize an operation of this scale, they will have had to mobilize a huge amount of manpower and resources. They can't have done it without local support. If we want to stop them, we have to destroy the factory where the delusions are made. But it's sure to be heavily guarded. It's dangerous to go alone. At least take some troops with you.
Nee, keine Zeit. Ich mach das alleine. Wir wissen, dass wir das alleine können.
Your Excellency, given the urgency of the situation, we were hardly discreet when confiscating the delusions. The Fatui are sure to take notice. If we spend any longer amassing our forces, they will get wind of our plans and make their escape.
Very true. Let me think. I gave this some thought while you were confiscating the delusions. The side of the factory must be big and secluded, but close enough to a transport route to ensure the supply of raw materials. Not many places meet these criteria, and if we take the locations where our soldiers receive their delusions into account as well, I suspect the site is likely to be the cliffs, near the ocean at the southwest of Yashiori Island. I'm not going to stop you, but please, be careful. We have lost too many courageous fighters already. I don't want to lose you too.
Ja, kein Problem. Wir metzeln uns da durch in gewohnter Qualität.
You mean to the delusion factory?
Ja.
Really? You aren't gonna think it over first? Fine.
Wir sind jetzt richtig pisst. Duftes Mädel ist in Angriffsstimmung. So machen wir das. So, jetzt muss ich mal ganz kurz gucken, was Aidaria geschrieben hat. Habe ich nicht mitbekommen. Habe nicht mal gemerkt, dass du in der Pause warst. Versuche Level 30 zu werden, um endlich fliegen zu können. War quasi in einer anderen Welt. Ja, meine Idee ist es, dass wir uns, achso, bei einer Klasse, auf die ich gar keinen Bock hätte, das wären dann ja nur Pala oder Taumaturg. Ne, ich hätte jetzt überlegt, eine Klasse, auf die ich gar keinen Bock hätte, wäre zum Beispiel bei mir ein Melee-DD. Also sowas wie Samurai, Schurke, Quatsch, Samurai, Ninja, Mönch, sowas. Oder der Krieger, tatsächlich. Das wären so meine persönlichen, naja, Favoriten möchte ich sie jetzt nicht nennen. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich finde das seltsam. Ich finde die Samurais komisch. Bäh, Krieger. Nebenbei, der Paladin ist einfach. Den kann ich dir sehr gerne erklären. Der lässt sich super easy spielen. Was? Teleportationspunkt freigeschaltet? Why? Oh, hole ich mir eben diese Kiste? Ach komm, hier unten ist die Kiste.
One with my blade.
Oh. Ist ja schnell gemacht. Hier, frier noch mal ein. Oh, guck mal, der kann in der Luft stehen. So ein Cheater. Geht doch. Du hast deinen Parler auf 21. Also ich habe meinen... Müsste gucken. Oder jemand übernimmt das mal kurz für mich. Einfach mal zu schauen, welche Klassen die Dufte Mieze gerade wie hoch hat. Können wir im Lodestone nachgucken. So. Empfohlen. Pyro fehlt noch. Ich brauche kein Pyro. Das geht so. Ab geht die Post. Rein in die Fabrik. Aber in Sastascha gerade so klar zu kommen, das ist normal. Der Parler wird später noch um einiges handzahmer. Also ab Au! So ab Stufe 30 etwa.
This is gonna hurt.
Leave it all to me. It's a good night show. Yes.
Back off!
Das ist ja echt gut schon vorgelevelt, meine Güte. Also wie gesagt, ich musste selber nachgucken, was für Klassen ich habe. Oh, Fahrstuhl. Wir müssen hier auch wieder ein bisschen aufpassen.
Is this what delusions are made from? So much crystal marrow. Now where have we seen that before? Wait a second. Are they getting this from Rito? So the Conjure Commission are...
You're mine.
Yikes! Alter Verwalter. Nein, das wolltest du gar nicht.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Da kam gerade Schaden rein. Unverschämt viel Schaden.
Now you've got me worked up.
Oh, weg von ihr. Ach, komm. Nee, das wollte ich. So, ich wollte nämlich eigentlich mit ihm hier ein bisschen Action machen, damit ich mehr Lebenspunkte generieren kann. So, jetzt aber. Oh, und jetzt können wir hier ein bisschen Kette geben. Uff. Ja, mit der Kiste. Ja, wir können ja gleich nochmal drüber reden. Also ich glaube, wir finden da was. So, ich muss hier echt mal ein bisschen gucken. Das sieht echt nicht einladend aus, was hier abgeht. Aber wieder ein cooler Dungeon, den sie hier aufgebaut haben. Finde ich. Gibt es zufällig nochmal irgendwas? Ich gehe nochmal ganz kurz hier auf diese Plattform. Nur um zu gucken, ob es hier nicht irgendwo nochmal so eine Secret-Plattform oder sowas gibt. Die sieht nicht danach aus. Ah ja. So, noch so ein komisches Amulett-Ding. Ah, jetzt habe ich 3 Stück gesammelt. Jetzt geht die Tür auf. Alter, diese Schatteneffekte sind auch grandios. Ach so, du kannst heute nicht so lange. Da müssen wir mal gucken, ob wir das wirklich heute hinbekommen oder ob wir das einfach auf die nächsten Tage verschieben.
Swift and merciful. We've only just begun. I see through you. It isn't time for a break here. Quickly. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. My blade. Very blade. Attack. This is bad. Back off. My duty.
So, das Schlimmste von denen ist schon mal weg. Kann wohl weglaufen. Du Lappen.
Swift and merciful.
So. Und noch mehr von denen. Ich habe so eine Eistante. War schön, dass die mir hier durch die Gegend flattert. Ach so, das ist... Ah, das ist der Boss. Hier kümmern wir uns erstmal um dich hier.
No time to lose. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Steady as stone. Out of my sight. I'll catch up. Time to clean up.
Das hat irgendwie nicht so viel gebracht.
Eyes on me. Out of my sight.
Ja, ja, das sagt sie jetzt noch. So.
Power flows through me.
Bei dir fließt gar nichts mehr, Kollege.
You actually managed to find this place. Congratulations.
Wer bist du denn? Garamouche. Mustache.
Barely 2 words in, and you already look like you want me dead.
Das ist richtig. Ihr stellt die teuflischen Augen her, also werde ich euch teuflisch in den Popo treten.
Oh, so that's what this is about. I think you've got the wrong idea. I know how this looks, but I'm just here to follow orders. I'm obviously not the mastermind behind this. Aren't you supposed to be pretty tough? What are you waiting for? Go get them. You're getting all worked up over nothing. You've changed. You're getting weak.
How can you say this is nothing?
How can you call it anything more? It's the way of the world. Human life is worthless. They were always going to die, with or without a delusion. At least having one gives them a chance to fulfill their ambitions. Do you have any idea how useful the Vision Hunt decree is to us? It took a lot of work to make it happen. Obviously, it was in our best interests. Good news is, our hard work is finally paying off. Generating conflict creates a big market for delusions. Now we just let the promise of power draw in the weak. For just a small price, they get the feeling of controlling the world. Trading their life for supreme power. Pretty good deal, don't you think?
So, the Fatui started the Vision Hunt decree? You've been behind it all along?
From the outside, Inazuma looks pretty impenetrable. But on the inside, it's a land of opportunity. With a little effort, we were able to break them down from within. Eternity stretches things out over a long time, but each moment within it becomes all the more fragile. Take your friend in the Resistance, for example. There's nothing you can do now. He's a lost cause. Just like a bubble on the water. Beautiful for a moment, then total destruction. The more it takes from them, the more tightly they hold on to it. And the more incompetent they are, the more determined they are to fight it. It's such a farce. You have to see the funny side.
Er ist nicht inkompetent, er ist halt eben nur ein bisschen speziell.
Hey, calm down!
That's it. Just like that. Embrace the anger. Embrace it! The wrath of the gods fills this factory, and it feeds on your anger.
What's happening?
Nanu? War schon von vornherein klar, dass diese lila Suppe eine Falle sein wird.
Repeat after me. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Okay.
Okay, that's positive. Your brain seems relatively unscathed. This is good news. It's just as well, really, with the amount of effort it took me to get you back here. Honestly, it was like you were glued to the ground back there.
Nico? Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something. How come you're acting so differently from when we first met you?
Am I? Maybe it's because I had the other shrine maidens leave. Anyway, I've always been like this. People show you whatever side of themselves they want you to see. I know this for a fact. Every side of me is the real me. People just like to define things in all sorts of arbitrary ways. This is a human society. At the moment, anyway. And I'm just doing as I please.
Paimon didn't quite follow.
Study humans a while longer, my little friend. You'll see what I mean.
Moment. Hey, Miko, das ist doch die, mit der wir am Anfang unterwegs waren. Das Mädel, was da im Wasser rumgefuchtelt hat.
Right! Paimon was so focused on the traveler that Paimon didn't notice what you did to get Scaramouche off our backs.
What if I told you it was a secret art from the Grand Narukami Shrine, and that I had the balladeer down on his knees, begging for mercy in an instant? Would you believe me?
Nein.
Well, maybe you should be worrying less about that, and more about how exactly you're going to thank me, no? Maybe some of your neural circuitry is less intact than I thought. I didn't mean you had to be so formal about it. I need your actions, not your words. The delusions. They're still on your mind, aren't they?
Ich völlig auf dem Schlauch. Wann bin ich der denn schon mal begegnet?
You needn't worry. The leader of Watatsumi Island took some troops to clear the place out. She's also issued a strict ban on the use of delusions across the whole army. With their stronghold exposed, I doubt the balladeer is stubborn enough to try and retaliate now on his colleague's behalf. It would be more trouble than it's worth. I must say, I would relish the opportunity to watch the Fatui getting a taste of their own medicine. Well, anyway, that Songonamiya Kokomi, she really outdid herself this time. I'd love to have another chat with her again in person, but alas, belief systems can be such a hindrance sometimes.
A hindrance? Should you really be saying that as the Gucci of the Grand Shrine?
Anyway, I'm only telling you this to stop you worrying so that you can focus on something I need you to do for me.
Ich will nicht noch mehr Aufträge.
You've met her, right?
Ja, die habe ich schon getroffen.
I'm not talking about the puppet. I mean her. You've met her, yes?
Ja, in dieser Dimension?
Yes. The true Raiden Shogun, who meditates endlessly in the plane of Euthymia to preserve her being. Her name is A.
Are you saying that the one we met at the ceremony was just a puppet? And the real Raiden Shogun is the one that the traveler met later? And does that mean that when the battlefield changed, so did the opponent?
Einige subtile Unterschiede habe ich festgestellt. Du, ich weiß nicht, was du festgestellt hast, aber ich habe festgestellt, dass ich Panik hatte.
Because this is the Raiden Shogun's eternity. Before pursuing the eternity of her nation, she had to reach eternity for herself. Since the physical body will eventually turn to dust, she replaced hers with that of a puppet. And since the spirit is susceptible to erosion, she placed her consciousness inside her sword, where she remains in a meditative state, free from all disturbances.
So, that place that she carved open with her sword...
The plane of Euthymia. Essentially, the world inside her mind. A place that typically only allows her existence. She shuts herself off in her inner world, leaving all the affairs of the outside world to be dealt with by a puppet, who has a singular focus on the pursuit of eternity. This is the approach A has come up with for realizing eternity.
Genau, sagen die sprach auch irgendwas von Erosion.
You mean Morax? It's been a while since I last saw him. A surprising decision by Liyue's Archon. What a fascinating god he is.
It seems like the Raiden Shogun's approach solves the problem Zhang Li was facing, though.
Perhaps. Or you could take the view that she's acting like a little child, throwing a temper tantrum and locking herself in her room, don't you think? The grand notion of eternity she once held has long since given way to the eternity of her own definition. And ultimately, her eternity is defined by fear. The fear of loss.
Oh.
The
Confusing.
truth is, we are on the same side. You want to save the people of Inazuma from the Vision Hunt decree. So do I. The only difference is that I'd rather like to save this nation and save A while we're at it. The key is that the plane of Euthymia represents A's inner world. Defeat her there, and you may well have the chance to shake the Raiden Shogun's will.
So this is your plan? To abolish the Vision Hunt decree? Not by talking her out of it, or through an armed resistance, but by, hopping inside the Raiden Shogun's inner world?
You're a fast learner. In short, this is the last chance to get Inazuma back on track. Otherwise, an eternity of darkness awaits.
Also irgendwie will ich das nicht tun.
Don't you realize how special you are? Remember, the plane of Euthymia is a space where only she is allowed to exist. The fact that you could appear there tells us one crucial thing. That you have piqued her interest. Perhaps it's because she has never seen an individual who is so unpredictable in the face of eternity.
Has no one else ever been in there?
None. No one has seen the devotee of eternity since she shut herself away. In fact, no one even knows what it looks like in there. Your existence is more than just an opportunity. It's the very key to all of this. To that I say, well done, child. You did not disappoint me after all.
Wait, you're leaving? Where are you going?
Anti-Raiden Shogun training. I've prepared a special program just for you.
The fuck? Special Anti-Shogun-Training. Wir werden jetzt zu einem zu einem Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ausgebildet. Wir sind da im Norden, ne? Ja, okay. Okay. Ich hatte mich gefragt, wo wir sind jetzt von hier unten da hoch teleportiert worden. Stimmt. Das war die Geschichte mit der Zeremonie, mit dem Exorzismus, dem wir beisteuern konnten oder Zeuge sein konnten, wo wir die hier schon mal gesehen haben. Ich habe die schon längst wieder verdrängt. Da steckten so etwa 2 Wochen zwischen. Und 3, 2, 1, abwärts. Miau.
We're gonna do it here? And what's this mechanism for?
Okay, so wollte ich damit nicht anfangen.
Think of it as a catalyst that can reproduce the Raiden Shogun's combat moves. I made it from my own memory, which means it should be perfectly accurate. Unless, of course, her skills have declined. It'll give you a chance to figure out her moves in advance and come up with a counter strategy. That should be a big help, don't you think?
Ich muss jetzt nochmal gegen die
The
kämpfen.
aim is to try to not get hit by the attacks. Since you've escaped certain death at her hand once already, I presume this shouldn't be more than you can handle.
Ich will das nicht. Mami. Ich mach das nicht. Das kannst du schön selber machen. Na gut. Wir gucken uns das gleich an. Jetzt nicht. Jetzt erstmal hier Schnitt. Und dann gucken wir uns gleich diesen fett krassen Kampf an. Also bis gleich.